That's awesome, right? It's voice activated. Okay, so there's the Klearvue cabinetry, the boxes. We got little touch latches, little deals we drilled in there. Before I outfit this all with doors and drawers and adjust all of that, we're not quite there yet. So this is the basement, just a wee basement here in the upper peninsula of Michigan, just a little basement. We're on concrete that's been epoxied, so we protected the floor. This is like the ram board protection. This is the ram board protection over top of pretty flimsy flooring protection here. And so this is what the Klearvue cabinetry kind of looks like when you clad it with your own parts. Everything here is temporarily placed. I got it clamped up. As I installed all of this, I made sure that on the laser level, everything was dead flat on the top. And then when I temporarily put the shroud on, this piece here, this is what I like about biscuits, because they're forgiving compared to the dominoes. I can just clamp this on and real easy just kind of slide that apart. And you can see the biscuits in here, right? And I'm just going to set that back in place. Just a little wee pinch clamp, just a simple clamp here. Same thing here. You can see these biscuits in here. Okay, that goes nice and tight. And what I did, hang on, let's go back over here. So I put these fillers, attached these blocks to the cabinet. And then when I biscuited these fillers, that worked out pretty good, right? Same thing with this, okay? We're not going to glue those yet. Same thing with this. See, if these were dominoes, that'd be kind of a pain in the butt to just pull off. And I don't need them to stay on really that tight. They stay in place fine enough. What's going to happen though, so I'm going to do two things with this shroud, the outside. I needed to scribe to the floor. Just like when I did my Klearvue kitchen, I made this panel slightly taller. And since the cabinets are already on a dead level plane, I can set these panels dead level and I shim them up, even using playing cards, of course. Lots of guys are kind of catching on to that little trick. All right, there's laminate shims. And I go around and make sure that that's dead flat all the way around the top. And so I'm placing all of my fillers in place. Whatever's got to be scribed to the floor, scribed to the wall, and just clamped there in place. This panel here, this end panel, it's got to scribe to the floor. It has to go down to the height of the cabinet, and it's got to go to the wall to make up for my 7/8 of an inch for, to be flush with my doors. So if you look close, it's clamped in place, and I have, my scribe line there, my scribe line along the floor, and this was a 1/4 inch. There's a 1/4 inch difference. So I took a 1/4 inch block, set it down there, and I scribed a line all the way around. This filler is tight, but this isn't quite there, which is fine, because what I'm going to do is take out one of these 1/4 inch blocks. They're not fastened, they're just taped. Take one of those out, pull these screws. I'm going to scribe that 1/4 inch, because I already made my line. I'll real easy take this filler off, run it through my table saw, 1/4 inch line all the way down, and nothing is really fastened except they're fastened together. So this whole thing is just going to travel 1/4 of an inch that way. And then the whole shroud will travel 1/4 inch that way. And then I'll go through before, and I write a little note to myself because you can get going really fast. Before I glue all of these joints, I've got to take this square, I've put this little dead corner together, and I'm going to tap con it to the floor. That's my anchor. That way I'm anchored at the wall, and I'm anchored right here, and that keeps everything nice and solid. This will get a stainless steel, that's the plan right now, stainless steel bar top on this bar and on that far cabinet. And that is how you outfit a Klearvue cabinet package and put your own stuff in there to make it how you want it instead of just what is available. And that's it. So we'll come back, and after I put that's another thing. Before I put the shroud on, I want to make sure that I left a space open so that I could run my toe kick into the corner. So I built that all so that I could have an inside corner. But that's going to be tough to get to if the shroud is on. If the shroud is gone, I can just reach right in there and I can, back screw it, back nail it, and then anchor everything down, put my toe kick on, and put the shrouds on. Out for the cabinet, all these cabinets with the doors, drawers, drawer faces, shelves, and it's done. And I walk away. Remember, as you enter a cut, keep in mind you might want that to be straight and not at a bevel. Just start it out straight. Oh yeah, time to change that belt. Okay, love it. Okay. I want to make sure that I have 7/8 of an inch though. 15/16. If you're going to be a little bit big, if you're going to be wrong at all, you want to be a little bit large. And 1/16 of an inch is not a deal. So that's good. Yeah, you can't be less than 7/8 of an inch. So whenever I'm putting a panel on, if I can, I'm going to try to hide these screws. That's a good place to do it, right? Right behind the hinge. So I'm just going to run one up here in the top. That panel's not going to go anywhere at the bottom because base molding is going to trap it. You really don't need much glue here. Just put a little dab at the top and let gravity do the rest. And now I'll put these in. Done. Scribed to the floor. It's awesome. I'm loving it. and 7/8. 40 and 7/8.
Nailed it.
I can run these screws into here, and that'll hold my fillers tight and my panels tight. I want to over tighten the crap out of it. I just want it snug. Wow, that is perfect. So I'm looking right there. That's perfect. On the other side, that joint's good. And that joint's good, and that's all tight. So now I can remove this panel, and then I can run my tap cons, anchor it to the floor. Put the panel back on, and this myth is busted. That's awesome. So I'm not going crazy with the glue. Around the biscuit edge here, it'll do a good enough job holding it together. And you know, I taped this off when I finished it. I taped just over the top of the where the biscuits go, and that wood in between on every transition. Probably need my flashlight for this. It is dry right there, so there's no finish there. And I taped all of that off, so no finish was going to go in there. So the biscuits and wood glue could do what they want to do. And I made sure that I cut that tape off, you know, when I scribed it to the floor. I made sure that I cut that off. You want to make sure you get so excited, I do anyway, you get so excited, we're just about there. And then you got to peel that tape out of there in a joint where the wood is bonded together. It's not good. I made sure that this was slightly wider than the panel, so it would only hit the solid. Always pull back an angle like that, nice tight angle, okay? Because this finish is not going to pull off, but it is a good practice every time, because some finishes, you know, you might be using somebody else's, you know, installing somebody else's stuff, and theirs might pull right off. So instead of pulling straight out like this, pull it back on itself like that. Always, always, always. It's such an important detail. All right, so I'm super happy about my scribe to the wall there. Yeah, you could have bought these cabinets at Menards, like $100 a box. Love the features.
Yeah, we're good.
I anchored that down to the floor. Little tap con there, tap con there, tap con there, tap con there. It's anchored 4 places at the floor, 2 places at the wall. Give the yo shake, and it's good to go. I like it. All right, well, clearly, got the doors and drawers on. Clearly, they all need to be adjusted. But clearly, you can buy $100 boxes and outfit it with walnut panels. All right, so this is the one of the final days. Obviously, there's not a bar top here yet. We're exploring bar top options. The customer is looking for like solid stainless steel with like a 1-foot overhang in both directions. But that's going to be like $10 trillion. So maybe we go with wood. Maybe we go with quartz. Here's what we got. Remember how I had to use my board stretcher and make that a 4-foot panel into a 63-inch panel? Can you tell? That's the line. I know it's dusty. I know. Okay. Remember how we had this splice right here? Can you tell? Yeah, I know, I get it, it's dusty. We scribed this to the wall. We scribed it to floor. We scribed this filler to the wall. And we scribed that filler to the wall. This worked out really nice. All of my math worked out really good. This is edge banded. This is solid walnut. This is solid walnut. And we scribed that to the wall. And the whole thing it's going to look nice when it's not dusty and it's all done. I have been drywalling. I'm not a drywaller. Here in the UP, drywallers aren't just everywhere. But I had to do the insulation, I had to do the framing, I had to do the drywall. So this is kind of like my design based off of what the customer preferred. So around here, we have plumbing that comes out. Across there, we have plumbing that goes from left to right. And we have that drop with some lights. There's going to be a couch that goes along this area here with probably a coffee table or something. I made this doorway. It was a 3-foot doorway into just a mechanical room. We don't know if anything's going to happen in that room. We're going to put a door there. I don't want a 3-foot door. I want a 30-inch door. Okay, so hence the dust. When I scribed these panels to the wall, to the floor on this panel, to the floor on this panel, it got dusty down here. I try to contain it with a zip wall system. That opening over there, the archway, that used to be quite a bit bigger. That was a huge opening. I'm like, you'd have more wall space and still a big archway. So there's going to be a television right about this area. And we went with the 5.5-inch tall base. Everything's flat. We went with 2.5-inch casing. The ceilings, we were going to drywall this. We're going to paint it dark brown. Just because this is an older home, who knows who did the plumbing. And so we just didn't want to take any chances. There's just a ton of mechanical in here, so we're just not going to risk it. There's going to be different lights in here. We're going to create some light panels with smaller lights, much like these, about in the same area as all of these. And that'll finish it off. The top is going to be terminated with a small cove molding all the way around. And so, yeah, this job was a little bit bigger than just taking some Menards cabinets and punching them together and cladding it with walnut plywood. And we're up here in the UP. And this is, I actually got snowed in here for a couple days because I just don't want to chance the weather.
We're going to take a chance on this cabinetry setup now in the kitchen on the main level. But before we do, we'll make some major changes to the living space. Stay safe, stay busy, and stay tuned for episode 6.